You never know whose life you're touching, until your own is forever changed. That's how Emily Carter begins her story when she speaks to the camera at the end, her voice trembling with emotion. But to truly understand what she means, we have to go back to where it all began, a rainy Thursday afternoon, in a small-town grocery store, where kindness met fate. The encounter. Emily Carter wasn't having the best week. She'd just lost her second job in 6 months, her car had broken down, and she was behind on rent. Still, she believed in doing what good she could, especially because of something her late mother always told her. Kindness costs nothing, but it can change everything. She clutched the little grocery list in her hand, just essentials. Eggs, milk, some noodles, and peanut butter. As she stood in line at the checkout, counting the remaining $23 in her wallet for the third time, she heard a quiet voice behind her. "I'm sorry, would you mind if I went ahead of you? I only have a few things." Emily turned to see an old man, frail, thin, with weathered hands and kind eyes. He held a small basket containing bread, a can of soup, and some apples. She nodded with a smile. "Of course," she said. As he stepped ahead and handed his items to the cashier, the total came up, $18.42. The man fumbled through his wallet, his hands shaking. A crumpled $5 bill. Some coins. A store loyalty card. That was it. His face fell. I thought I had more," he whispered, more to himself than to anyone else. He looked around, embarrassed. The cashier, a teenager, visibly uncomfortable, sighed. "Sir, I can't take partial." "I'll cover it," Emily interrupted, stepping forward and swiping her card without thinking twice. The old man turned slowly, eyes welling up. "You don't have to." "I know," she said gently. "But I want to." He looked at her for a long moment, as if trying to say something more, but then just smiled and said, "Thank you, my dear. Truly. You're an angel." And with that, he left. Emily didn't think much of it. Just a small act. Her mom would have done the same. The arrival. That evening, as the sun set and rain began falling again, Emily was curled up on her couch, a blanket wrapped around her and a cup of cheap ramen steaming on the table. She was thinking about how to explain another late rent payment to her landlord when she heard it. Engines. Big ones. She looked out the window, and froze. 3 black SUVs pulled up to the curb. Sleek. Government-looking. Men in suits stepped out. For a second, panic set in. Was this about her student loans? A case of mistaken identity? She backed away from the window, her heart pounding. A knock. Firm. Not aggressive. But serious. She opened the door slowly, peering through the crack. A man in a black suit, earpiece in his ear, stood there with a strange calmness. "Miss Emily Carter?" he asked. "Yes? We need you to come with us. There's someone who would like to meet you." The revelation. She was escorted to a private airport just outside town. Confused and nervous, she kept asking questions, but they only told her, "You'll understand soon." On the tarmac, a sleek private jet waited. She hesitated, but something deep inside told her to trust. As the jet took off into the clouds, Emily watched the world below fade into dots and lights. When they landed 2 hours later, she was led into a large estate, gates taller than buildings, a driveway that went on for miles. Inside, everything glowed with understated luxury. And there, sitting in a wheelchair near the fireplace, was the old man from the grocery store. Except, he wasn't just an old man. He was Arthur Remington, billionaire investor and philanthropist, known worldwide for his low-profile yet powerful influence. Owner of several companies. Contributor to countless global charities. He smiled as she entered. You're probably wondering what this is all about, he said, his voice stronger now, though still soft. Yes, Emily stammered. He gestured for her to sit. I was testing the world. I do that sometimes. Go out, dressed plainly. No security. Just to see who still has compassion when there's no reward. No cameras. No fame. Just a human in need. He looked at her, eyes sparkling. And you, Emily, passed the test without hesitation. She was stunned. Words failed her. He continued, your kindness reminded me of my wife. She passed away last year. Her dying wish was that I never lose faith in people. That I look for kindness, and nurture it when I find it. A pause. I want to help you. Not as a reward, but as a partnership. I see something in you. Someone who's been through storms and still chooses sunshine for others. The transformation. Over the next several weeks, Emily's life changed drastically. Arthur funded her education. Something she had to abandon years ago to care for her mother. He offered her a role at his foundation, helping organize grassroots kindness projects around the world. She traveled. Spoke at schools. Built shelters. Brought groceries to families who needed them. She even started a podcast called Everyday Angels, where people shared their own stories of how simple acts of kindness changed lives. But more than the money, more than the jet setting or the new clothes or the recognition, what mattered most was that she belonged. That she was making a difference. And it all began with $18.42 and a choice to care. The message. Back to Emily, now sitting in front of a modest camera at the Foundation's Outreach Center. She leans in, eyes bright but serious. You don't have to be rich to change someone's life. You don't need a platform or a million followers. All it takes is one moment of heart. One decision to see someone, and to act. She smiles. I thought I was helping an old man buy soup and apples. But really? He gave me a future. So be kind, even when no one's watching. You never know who's standing behind you in line, or how the universe plans to say thank you. Fade to black. Soft music plays. The words appear on screen. Kindness is never wasted.